of a faucet do you put in an RV for a kitchen faucet?
Something easier?
Something light? Does it have to be made for an RV? Or can it be a residential one? Let's go down that road. Hello, faithful people. I'm Orlean.
I'm Gary, and we are looking for some solutions to some things that need improvement.
Yes.
And we are in Kerrville, Texas today.
It's about 25 miles away from Fredericksburg. We've actually been here a few times. We have some things on our Facebook page if you haven't seen that. They have a wonderful little trail here that we discovered last time we were here, and we ended up walking with a couple from Kansas almost the whole time. So that was pretty cool. And
a lot of trail to go down yet, too.
Yes, it's a very nice long trail, like 6 miles worth, and it's all paved. It's made for anybody to go on. It's really nice.
Right along the river.
Yep, so we're going to be going back on that. And again, but today is a cloudy, kind of rainy, drizzly, cold day.
Yeah,
so I know. Compared to, we've gotten really spoiled with the warmer weather here. So today we are at Home Depot in Kerrville, and we're going to check out some possibilities for faucets, because we talked to some guys at an RV store here in Kerrville, and they said that they always just replace them with residential ones, because the ones that are made for RVs are not very well made. So that kind of surprised us, and it makes things a lot easier and a lot cheaper. So let's go shopping. Okay, we have a few choices here. But what we're trying to get away from is the two handles. That much I know. I want a single handle. These are bathroom ones. Some of these. Here we go. Wow, okay. Look in here. Oh, isn't that cool? Look at this. It changes colors. Cool. Okay, so there's a lot of choices here, as you can see. And the ones that we're kind of thinking I don't need are these kind here. I mean, my faucet, my sink isn't that big.
No.
So I really don't need anything like that. That's going overboard. And it's so much taller. And when you don't have a lot of space, I have my blender, and we have a toaster and things like that. When we have electricity, we use those things, and they would be in something this tall would be in the way.
So, mowing up there. This one here. Glacier Bay.
I don't think I like the brushed. I like the shiny.
This one from Delta, and the Glacier Bay up there.
That's too small, too short. I'm going with that mowing up there. That one's 54. We don't need a sprayer, so that's good. Looking for G19. There it is. Okay, so this one has the lever right there. It's not any higher than that, which I like, because some of them the lever was higher than the faucet. And it has to be the 8 inches. Does it meet the requirements of the 8 inches? Ooh, installs up to 40% faster. That's good for you, right?
It's always good.
Supply lines attached. I know some of the ones we looked at did not have the supply lines with them. You had to buy them separately. So is there anything we need to buy separately? Is there everything in here?
That was easy.
Yes, it was. We did some research online before we came, so we kind of had an idea of what we were looking for. We just wanted to see what it looked like in person, and we decided that, yeah, that's what we want. So that was easy, but now we're going to go to the flooring department, which is not going to be so easy. Oh my gosh, so much to choose from. Yikes. And this is a vinyl, which we need. When you have an RV, you want vinyl. Look at all the choices. How do people build a house? What we don't want is something that's going to match the cupboards, because that would just be way too much of a wood look. And we don't want to go darker. So many choices. This is one thing we do not want to replace the floor with, is carpeting. I want to get the carpeting out. So that narrows the field. And we can't have real wood. This is 100% waterproof and scratch resistant, which would be very important if we get a dog someday, right? We want to scratch resistant if we get a dog someday. Yeah, that would be. You put plates in them, so you don't stack them up in a cupboard. You just slide them into those. Yeah, you just slide them in that way, and they just rest there.
I don't like it.
You don't like it? It's kind of a thing with a kitchen, with a farmhouse kitchen, which this is.
Oh.
I do like this style of cupboard. This is a big kitchen compared to ours. Oh, is that a pantry?
No.
They make these in RVs.
No.
Yes,
No.
yes, they do. They make these in RVs. They're just not this big. And ours doesn't have it. This would be nice to have a place to put produce, like, potatoes and onions and all the kind of produce that's supposed to be in the basket. You can get ideas from just looking at things in a residential kitchen. This backsplash is kind of cool, but I think this is, yep, that's hard. Not vinyl. For a totally different look. This one's white. More traditional. This is a very pretty wood. This is like a honey maple, I think. Gosh, that's pretty. And there's Gary's plate rack again. Oh my gosh. And then you have to figure out what kind of a countertop you're going to put in. Laminate, granite, quartz. Yowzer. Wow. So many choices. And then you have to think about handles and what kind of sink you're going to put in. And then your appliances. Oh my goodness. So many choices, decisions. This is the only thing I do wish we had, is this corner, a corner cupboard. Because the way that we have it now is we open this cupboard, and then it goes way back into the corner and you can't get to things. Where if they had done a smaller one and then a corner one and then another smaller one, that would have been a better deal, but they didn't make ours that way. And then you gotta find light fixtures. These are really different. And look how pretty these are. Now we know RVs, there were people put in these ones with the long things like that. But I don't know how they do it when they go down the road, because it's gonna sway back and forth. I don't know how they do it, but I've seen some even that have chandeliers in them. I'm like, how in the world do you travel with a chandelier in your RV? They're pretty, but not made for moving. So we didn't get any floor, but not yet, but we did get some samples. I'll show you the samples. And the reason that we didn't get it today is because, first of all, we want to see if the colors are going to go with everything.
I'm really concerned about that myself, so I appreciate that.
Originally, we were going to go with a vinyl floor, like a sheet vinyl. It would work better for a bigger room or a bigger area. But you have to buy a 12-foot roll.
And then probably at least 5 foot long, minimum.
Yeah.
And that's more than what we need.
Yeah. Way more.
Unless you cut it wrong, and then it's probably not enough. Yeah.
Plus, it has to be glued down, and the smell, and we're living in it. So we're looking now at the interlocking plank type thing. It's still a vinyl floor, but it's probably going to work out a lot better and a lot less waste.
The money, it'll probably cost at least as much, but it'll be a lot better surface. The vinyl that we were looking at on the sheet, it's easier to puncture, but to scratch, yeah.
Yeah.
Where this stuff is harder. It's more durable. It even says waterproof.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and working with smaller pieces, you don't have to cut a big piece. And if you do cut it wrong, you can always use it someplace else. It won't be messing up the whole thing.
We're trying to figure out just how much floor we're going to be replacing too. That's the other thing we have to really think about. Initially, it was just to replace the carpeting in the living room. But now we're thinking maybe even taking it into the hallway up to the bedroom.
Possibly on the steps. So
yeah.
We got some homework to do. Yay.
It is overwhelming. I don't know how people build a house. I really don't know how people build a house. I mean, the decisions you have to make. Oh my gosh. That's one of the nice things about being in an RV is that you go into an RV and you love it or you don't. Yeah. They make so many different floor plans and they make so many different things that a lot of the decisions are made for you. Yeah. And that's pretty nice. So you just kind of pick a style and go with that. But I like so many different styles. That's my problem.
She's very flexible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're back home now, and we're looking at the floor, and we may be opening a can of worms, because one thing kind of leads to another. We have some design issues and obstacles and questions, so maybe this is where you can help us.
Please.
Yeah. These are the 4 floor samples we brought home. And I've already ruled out the one on the far right because that's just too close to the regular wood in here, and that would just be way too much wood. Originally, we were going to keep this floor in the kitchen, just change what we need to change in the living room. The floor here in the living room, the carpet. We got to thinking that we would like to change the dining room table. And if we're going to change the dining room table, then we need to repair the floor where the pipes go in. Originally, this dining room table is made to go down on these things here, and then the cushions are supposed to move in and make a bed. All right, well, you know, if you've been watching our channel, that Gary last year did something to improve our dinette, which was to make these seats, these nicer seats. I have this on here to keep this cushion from moving when we go down the road. Anyway, this has been great, having it more like a chair. We really like that. And also, if you've been watching our channel, you know that underneath the dinette that's my desk. What a mess. That underneath this cabinet and over here, that part there that the books are sitting on, underneath this cabinet and underneath here is a wheel well. Okay, we can't replace the wheel well. That would be a big problem. So Yeah, we can't get rid of that. It's 20 years old. So we're making it our own. We've done a lot of changes and improvements in here already to make it our own. So what we're thinking is that if we replace the table with a different table, then we're going to have to do something to repair what's here on the floor because those metal plates would come off. And if those metal plates come off, this whole floor probably needs to be done, which means we would go with probably one of these three. They look like wood on the bigger scale. Right here, these are bad examples. On the bigger scale, they look more like wood planks. So should we run it all the way through here, replace the table with something? And if anybody has anything in mind, please let us know, because we thought about putting a pedestal table under here. There's 2 legs on it now. If we put a pedestal table under it, then it's going to be tippy. So we're going to have a way of fastening it to the floor. So any ideas on that would be helpful. Any ideas on should we replace this floor with one of those, have it run the kitchen and the living room, which means we probably will want to replace what's in the hallway and bathroom, because you can't have that many different floors. You got to be consistent. People have told us that in RVs that they typically will lay down the flooring first, and that they think that this floor may be running underneath the carpet, but we found out that is not true in our case. It's just here in the kitchen, and then they did carpeting over plywood or something in the living room. So we already know that this vinyl does not run all the way through. If it did, that would solve a lot of things, and all we would do is just put an area rug in the living room by the couch, and that'd be it. But we can't do that. Another reason for wanting to get rid of the table is because it's always in the way when trying to get into the upper cupboards. And so I have to sometimes stand on the bench seat to get up in here. Gary's tall enough, he can usually reach it, but I can't. So if I could move the table to the side, then I could get up there easier.
So this is the look of confusion and frustration.
Yes. We just don't know how much we want to bite off. How much we want to chew on this whole project.
And of course, the cost comes into a factor too.
Yeah. Although we do have money set aside for the floor, so that should cover it, even if we were to do the kitchen, the living room, and the hallway, and bathroom.
And table.
And table.
And
so if you have someone that you know that is an interior designer, somebody who's really good with design or decorating or whatever, but also someone who's knowledgeable on how to work around these obstacles. Should we replace the table? What should we replace it with? We're always hitting our legs on those metal tubes. I don't know. So we need help. We need help figuring this all out. And I'm not set on 100% on those samples either. I'm just kind of thinking. A lot of people, what they do with an older RV is they paint all the cupboards white. Almost every single remodel you see on Pinterest or any place else on how to remodel an RV, they paint the cupboards and everything white, or white and a light gray or whatever, and then they go with a dark floor through the whole thing, and it looks gorgeous. But that's a lot of money to paint that yourself. And we painted the one door we painted. This door that's right off of when you first come in here, this little coat closet door, this took 2 coats of primer and 2 coats of paint to cover over the wood. It was done by brush, which can make a difference too, right?
Sure.
Yeah. if we had sprayed it on, like a lot of people will take everything in their home, in their RV, and they'll tape it all off, you know, and they'll seal it all off, and then they spray it. But it's usually professionally done, and we have to live in this, so we can't live someplace else while we're doing that. So painting the cupboards is out. The only thing I've thought about is maybe getting different handles to make it look a little more modern. But other than that, I mean, we were just at Home Depot, and they have cupboards this color at Home Depot, and look at the grains. I mean, it's beautiful. So I just need to maybe update the handles if I want to do anything at all. I don't know. So the struggle is real.
The stress is getting to us.
So we really need some help here. If you have any ideas or suggestions or something that's worked for you, please let us know. We keep researching things online and just keep coming up with the same basic things. Paint the woodwork and build a table that Gary doesn't know how to do. I mean...
Right. I don't know.
And even tackling the floor may be a challenge, but yeah.
We can do it.
Yeah. So, anyway, let us know your thoughts. We'd really appreciate it. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Just hit that red button down below. Next to it is a little bell. If you ring the bell, you'll be notified every time a new video comes up. And...
pray for us.
Yeah. Yeah, this is really a difficult, terrible, stressful thing. No, it's not that bad. We'll figure something out, but we would appreciate some input. So,
thank you.
Anyway, thank you, and God bless.
God bless.